My name is Vaishnavi Uppala. This is the task 2 I perform as an intern by the Sparks Foundation. Now, I'm going to explain what I actually performed. Here, the task is to predict the optimum number of clusters in this iris dataset and represent it virtually. So I initially imported all the necessary libraries to perform the operations. So initially, I'm loading the dataset using the pandas library. Then I displayed the first five columns and rows of the, first five rows of the dataset. Now I dropped the first column, which is ID, which is not necessary. When I can see here, when I print the info, what is the data set? What is the data types of all the columns present in the data set and whether there is any null value present or not. Here we can see that the first four rows having the float data type and the species is of object data type. Here you can see when we describe the data set, what are the number of the rows present in each column and what is the mean, standard value, minimum and maximum values present in the data set. It totally describes the data set. Here, when I'm just checking what are the number of the rows and columns present in the data set. There are 150 rows, 150 rows and 5 columns are present in the data set. And I'm just in individual column, I'm just counting the number of NaN values or null values present. There is no null value or NaN value present in the data set. Just checking if there is any outlier present in the data set by using the box plot. Here, I'm just plotting this box plot for the species, different species. You can see that there is only one outlier present in the iris virginica. Here from the pair plot, we can see the distribution of different species according to the sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. So each represents the each color represents each different species distribution. So I'm plotting a heat map to find the correlation between individual columns. You can see that the sepal length is highly correlated with the petal length. Sepal width is negatively highly correlated with petal length, and petal length is highly correlated with the petal width, and petal width is correlated with the petal length. Here I'm performing the and by using the elbow method, I'm performing the k-means clustering to plot the elbow diagram. So to find the optimum number of clusters formed. So here I'm just taking an empty list, which is called as, to calculate the within the cluster, sum of the squares for different values of k. I'm just taking the k-means algorithm and fitting these values into the k-means and then appending these values into the empty list, and I'm plotting the list. Here I can see there is an elbow-shaped form, the graph, and at the up to the point 3, there is no much of a fall in the graph. So can consider k value as 3. It says that there are 3 clusters in the data set. So I'm just visualizing the clusters for the first 2 columns. Here I can see that I'm just plotting these different species of in different colors, and there's red, blue, and green. So you can see that the plot is plot between the sepal width and sepal length. So between these 2 columns, the species are distributed as these 3 different clusters, and these black dots between them are the centroids for each cluster, and also plotted a clusters for the other 2 columns. It is petal length and sepal width. This is how the clusters are formed. Thank you.